Hey guys, it's your boy MKS here again. Back with you part 2. I hope the first video uploaded well and people enjoy it. As I said before in part 1, I'm a bit behind with my plans. I want to finish at 4 o'clock and turn the laptop off for a bit, give it a bit of rest, and also do some more sweeping and all that. Anywho, I'll try and make this as interesting as possible as ever. I'd love to hear your opinions at the end. Please do leave some comments about your thoughts or any your views or any questions or anything like that. And maybe hopefully this maybe inspire you to go research more about Celtic, about how it started as a charity in the East End of Glasgow for the poor, especially Catholic people who were struggling during a recession, which unfortunately split the city into two, and then immigration between to and from Ireland, which has created a lot of problems. But anyway, please check out part 1 if you haven't done so. But I think it'd be worth reading up about Celtic or watching some videos about the history of Celtic and information. Obviously, that's your choice if you would find that interesting. I'm not sure, but if you do, then please take a look. So I'm going to carry on with the list and try and do this as quickly as possible so I can turn this laptop off because it might need a break, and also do some sweeping, as I say, for my brother when he comes back. Try and make the house look as clean as possible. Anyway, sorry for the boring info, but just thought I'd include some of that info. Just looking outside to see if the weather looks like it's improving, but I'm not sure about it. It's still a bit grey and cloudy. But yeah, sorry. Point number 11, I hope to look at ways to get more people to discuss reasons to support Celtic, and also to get more fans in parts of Africa and Asia. I say the 4, what I talked about, indigenous people and all that, and talk about how Celtic can also in turn help those groups as well. And the more we help Celtic, maybe the more hopefully they can do for charity. Like I have some quirky ideas and dreams about Celtic, which I hope to include in the future, but I'm probably not going to go into them today. Maybe next week or in the week after, or ASAP. Excuse me. After I've planned it a bit, like about Celtic being tax exempt, and also do more work to support people in developing countries and things like that. Anyway, point 12. Again, I think Rangers fans, arguably, when they've gone abroad, they've caused a lot of trouble. Like even in Manchester, places like that, and so I think that although people might say similar about Celtic, but hopefully Celtic haven't done as bad, and hopefully mostly when they go abroad they have friends in different countries around the world, and it's like part of a family. You find fans all over the world, like a lot of fans in Japan, but I think because of we had a player from, I say we as a fan, we had a player from Japan, Nakamura, so a large Japanese fan base. But yeah, you find fans of Celtic all around the world, and I think that's a great global family as well. And also charity work they've done in developing countries. I think that's point 12. Point 13, I'm prepared to list to reasons to not support Celtic fans. I know it's not perfect. I know there's lots of things like Celtic known to support the IRA and all that sort of stuff, but I think if you're Catholic, say for instance, I think there's a good reason to support Celtic, even if many of the fans are not Catholic. But I think because of Rangers' discrimination against Catholics throughout history, I'm sure even today, there's a lot of discrimination against Catholics and negative songs about Catholics. So I think Catholics around the world, I think, should support Celtic as well as another group. 14, I think people who appreciate the charity work Celtic does to try and solve problems such as homelessness and things like that. I think, as I say, they do a lot of charitable work, so I think that's a good reason to support them. 15, I think I'm probably clutching at straws or running out of ideas, and I'd love to hear what ideas other people have. But that's some of the reasons why I support them, like because of the anti-imperial sort of element, and because Ireland was colonised and most of the Celtic fans are of Irish descent, and not most. There's a lot of fans around the world now, but a lot of them are of Irish descendants. There's a lot of Irish connection, like Scotch Irish. So being part Scottish and part Irish myself, but mainly because I support them, but mainly because I think because Ireland was colonised and things like that. So that's a personal reason why I would love to support Celtic. And I think again, around the world, there's not too much. I don't think Celtic cause too much trouble when they go abroad. And I know there's some Rangers fans who are decent as well, and I know there's some Celtic fans who are not so decent. But generally speaking, I think when Celtic go abroad, it's not so such a bad thing. I mean, it's not so much trouble. I think that's point 15. Yes, I said 14 about the problems they solve around the world, helping people that are homeless and all that, in places like, including also supporting people from Malawi and Kenya. I think if we support the club, maybe they can do more of that stuff, and sports, and Celtic hopefully will in turn support like helping African countries in terms of technology and helping Asia in other ways like enterprise and things like that. I'd love to have loads of fans from Celtic across Asia and Africa, as I say, including in India and China and places like that. I've even thought like it would be great if like Chinese, Aztec or Indian business people would buy Celtic and buy great players and help the club financially. I'm not sure if that'd work, but maybe it's another crazy dream of mine. But I've even thought like, what if the Chinese and Indian governments, if that was allowed anyway, if they could come together and like buy Celtic and support the players and all that, and support the club, but also like that could be a partnership that also strengthens the relation between India and China. So that's another of my quirky ideas. But anyway, trying to stick to the reasons to support them. 16. I'd say hopefully I'd love to see Celtic being a family-friendly club where I'd love to discourage people from hooliganism. Obviously, if you're attacked, then you should be able to defend yourself, of course. But I'd love to see Celtic fans going abroad, and even in Glasgow, in Scotland itself, and not using violence unless they're attacked or things like that. I know that's not much of a reason to support them, but I can't see Celtic Rangers fans being able to go away and who go abroad and don't cause trouble as a club. 17. I don't think it's right that. I think it's wrong if you like that. In my opinion, anyway, this is my opinion. All these are videos about my personal opinion, but I think that's wrong that when Celtic are forced to wear the poppy, and if they don't wear the poppy, then they're criticised, and I think that's a violation of their freedom to choose, and also what the poppy represents. About, if you think about people from Ireland, all these wars, if the poppy is celebrating these wars and the military and what it did in wars like the Irish War, then I understand why Celtic would not wish to support the poppy, but would wish to support other causes like the homeless people and all that. I think it's a bit wrong that they're forced to do so, and people are forced to support the military and all that sort of stuff. So, and I think Celtic fans shouldn't join the military or support the military, but I don't think they should support any violence either, like, unless it's in self-defense. That's my personal opinion. I know, I'm sorry if I'm diverting a little bit, but anyway, that was point 17. 18. I think Celtic does a lot. I hope I'm right, but I think Celtic does a lot of good around the world. I'd say across Africa, especially, maybe even Asia. I'd love to see them do more. Again, about in Africa and Asia, and the indigenous community of Australasia, Oceania, whatever you call it, and the Americas, Native Americans and people like that, and maybe even poor parts of Brazil, Argentina, and places like that. And as I said, when you're a Celtic fan, you become part of a much bigger club, a bigger family. Again, I hope not to offend people, but I just hope to talk about potential reasons, as I say, reasons to potentially be a Celtic fan, in my opinion. So again, I'd love to hear what people think. Hopefully it won't be too harsh, but I think that was point 18, the good work that Celtic do, as far as I'm aware. And I hope I'm right, as I say about that. 19, yeah, as I said before, sorry to repeat the point, but I'd love to hear what people, if you're a Celtic fan, what makes you a Celtic fan, or what would make you a Celtic fan, or if you read up, maybe if you read up about it, you might think about things that you agree with Celtic and therefore become a fan. And be a part of a community, as I say, and things like that. 20, yeah, as I said before, as an anti-imperialist, that's the reason why I support Celtic. And I think it would make sense for anti-imperialists to support Celtic, as I hope to come to. Sorry if I repeat some of these points. I hope this video was good and interesting. Please let me know what you think. As I say, I hope you'll be as polite as possible. I think that covers part 2. Peace and love.